Well, if the organizer says that I can start, then I shall start. No worries. Okay, so let's begin. So first of all, hi, I'm MMUT, and thank you, Prajwal, for having me here, the president of your robotics club. It's a good initiative. I attended that webinar by Madhav, and it was pretty good. It was pretty decent. I liked it a lot because the way he talked about competitive coding was very important. I especially liked the one part that he showed you the complexity between two programs while doing a for loop and by doing a mathematical method, because that was very important to check if a programmer really understands the program or not. If you are just writing a for loop and not understanding what's it doing, what is happening, then it won't matter. So I really like that idea of how he showed uh, that part. So, like moving on from Madhav to me, hi, I am Sarthak, and currently I am working as a software developer in Dell. In my college, I got two campus placements and four I got off campus. Three of them off campus were startup, and so yeah, I can pretty much help you in building your resume, how to get referrals, how to approach startups, everything. I think I'll be able to guide you guys today. So let's see. I still don't see any comment on the Facebook page. I'm not sure if you guys are listening or what, but well, I'll go ahead. Organizer said it's okay, so who cares? Let's move on. So, first of all, I'll let you know that this is not a generic slide. I'm not going to give you motivational quotes. I'm not going to tell you how you can improve yourself, because we are past that time. We need to just see what we really want. We don't want any motivational quotes like burning desire, grow. Sure, my motto says learn to code, code to learn. That is a motivation, but that is just to grab your attention. I'm not going to give you some like non-achievable motivations that I got. Like my seniors used to say that if you practice this and this, you can easily crack 10 lakh, 20 lakh, 40 lakh of package. I don't find it much more sensible to me, because if I can grab, I'll grab. You just tell me how to grab that. I'll see for myself what I deserve, right? So let's see. Let's just move on. So still no comments. Don't know what is happening to you guys. Why are you hesitating on commenting? There is no problem. So should I just start the thread by typing hi? So let me just start that. Hi, I'm MUT. Fine. Let's see how many of you reply to that. Just a second, okay? Yeah. So I have commented here. Let's see what you guys commented or not. You ignore it. It's your choice. So fine. So the points today that I'm going to present, you may agree, you may not agree. You can talk to your friends about them. You can discuss all you want. It's just my personal opinion on what I have tried and tested, on what my friends have done, on what I have learned from all these years. So by all these years, I mean that my senior is Akshay Saini, and I think you have been following him on LinkedIn. And so, yeah, I think he has pretty much been like a mentor to me. He has helped me grow a lot. So most of my inspirations come from him. Most of the things, the techniques that I used are inspired by him in some way or another. But yeah, every person's method is different. So like he says that your resume should be a single page resume, but I differ from that. I don't feel that I can uh, concise my content to be of single page. I think it can be two page. But well, that's it. So let's move on. Let's just see what I have to present to you, what I bring to the table. So today, the thing that we are going to discuss about is this beast. So you can see that this guy tried to destroy Earth. Now let's call him placement. So he's here to destroy us. And like most of us may have seen Avengers. Those who have not seen Avengers, please go and see it. Why are you waiting? Just come on, guys. It's time now. It's 2020. You are in quarantine. You have nothing to do. Just watch it. Fine. So this is placement, and as you can see, it is just looking at you, and I don't know what he wants. Neither do you. So that's why you have come to my help. Just a second, please. So let's see how we can tackle that. So all of us know that the main part about placement is that you need to first of all segregate yourself. So what segregation actually means, it does not mean that uh, you have a great CGPA or someone who has a bad CGPA. In placements, it will matter until the cutoff. If the cutoff is 70%, then the 10 CGPA guy is that much important as a 7 CGPA guy. It won't matter at all. The interviewer is not going to be so specific about your CGPA, because his first glance is on your experience, your projects, and what you bring to the table, right? So, what you bring to the table, by that I mean specifically projects. As a fresher, projects is a one thing that you should have. If you don't have, no worries. I don't have projects. I don't have that many projects. I do have projects. But as an intern, that when I applied, and if you have seen my profile on LinkedIn, you might have seen that I have interned in IIT, and which is a big dream for many of us. And as a tier 3 student, I was able to do that. How was I able to do that? It's simple awareness. People are not aware that you can apply to directly IITs. You don't have to wait for a internship portal to open and apply on it. No, best trick that I have shared with my LinkedIn connections a lot of time. I have not written a post about it for specific reasons, because for the professor that I applied for, he did not like the idea that I was sharing this trick with students, and he wanted a student to be inspired by himself to share, to be able to approach the professors. So the key is that you don't have to wait for those internship portals to open. You can just directly go to an IIT Kharagpur's page. You can see the list of faculty, professors there, and there it will be mentioned what his specialization is. Suppose you are a heavy data science enthusiast, like all of us are enthusiasts. No one is a developer or engineer, because come on, it's too difficult, right? So what we'll do is we will just see that whose specification is data science, who is working on machine learning, who is he is remotely associated to machine learning. Even if it's a computer science faculty, it may be possibility that he is interested in machine learning. So what you can do is you can just search him on LinkedIn, you can search him on IEEE websites, you can search him on Google Scholarship, Scholars website. So maybe you'll find their paper, talk about it to them, mail them that, sir, I saw your paper on this field, and I think that by using data science we can improve your results, we can give insights, we can provide visualizations, we can improve your future papers. So suppose you apply to 100 professors, like all the IITs, you have gone through the web pages, you have applied to 100 professors, 10 reply. Nobody cares. We just need one. We don't need even 10. And even if they reply as a negative one, like, I don't have a requirement, I'm sorry, thank you for your enthusiasm, but I'm sorry, I'm not taking any interns, we don't have any budget, blah, 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 whatever. There can be N number of reasons. I've heard all of them. So it's simple. If they are motivated enough that they have replied, then they are motivated enough to refer you. Ask them. Ask them if there is another faculty that they know that can help you out, that can take you there, that can take you in as an intern. Tell him all about your other skills. Tell him about that you have a brief idea about web development or something like that. Anything that you want. It's up to you. The best part about IIT is you can do anything there. If you are a Java geek, there are people who are working on Java, on how to improve the JDK, what's not. You don't even have any idea on what their research and deep diving methods are. They are very, very specific, and yeah, it's very hardcore for them. They love it, like by profession. Like for us it's just an internship, but for them, they are trying to innovate something, they're trying to learn something. You go in thinking that you will get a certification about IIT and that will be it, but you come out learning a lot of things, a lot of research points, lot of how to communicate, how to deal with people, because they are very absurd people. They don't really like to talk. It's a myth, maybe people think, but I faced it twice. I think I know, but like they might think they're not introvert in their category, but as a tier 3 college who is already always associated to clubs, societies, anything, they are really, really, really introverts. So you will learn a lot of things, how to deal with professors, everything. So it's good. It's good, right? So that's a tip for you that you can use. So here we have the 6 infinity stones. Thanos wants you to not have them. He wants to acquire all of them. And Thanos here is placement. So let's talk about each of the stone in a little bit of brief. So what do I exactly mean by space stone when I talk about space stone? So Let's see. So your organizer has asked if my comments are visible, but sorry, Prajwal, I'm not able to see the comments. I'm only able to see my comments. I don't know why. Yeah. So no worries. Uh, Maybe you can. I don't know. We will just look at them after. Sure, no problem. Let's just stick to the basic webinar that we have right now. Right? Fine. Cool. So I was talking about the space stone. That is the initial step. Now, when I am going through all these points, I'm not thinking about if you are in third year or fourth year or second year. This applies to all of them. But if you are in your fourth year or you're going to enter your fourth year, so these points might differ for you. Like the first thing is space stone, where I tell you to learn a single language, not a single, you can learn two languages, but I want you to make your professional language as a single language. Either take C++ or Java. I have not included Python. I am a Python developer. I like to code in Python. I do my own all the competitive programming in Python, but I have not included it. Why? Because when there are companies to hire you, they don't take tests. They usually don't have the Python's compiler in that. They only have C or Java. And when a company comes in your placement also or in off campus, most of the chances are that they are looking for a Java developer or C developer. For Python developer, it's totally fine. Of course, you will use Python, but as generalized case, Java, I will give you a thumbs up if you know Java. Because in Java, you are learning about inheritance, polymorphism, object-oriented programming, as they say, oops. It's really important to just check that out, right? So let's see. So that's the space stone. You need to have one language as a professional language. Fine. So let's now talk about the mind stone, the where the brain works. So after you have learned some basics about, you have done the hello world, you have learned about the for loops, everything you are familiar with. Now you know when to use switch, when to use if else. Those of you who don't know, well, if there are a lot of if else, then it takes a lot of time for the compiler to decide in which loop to go. That's why we use switch cases. It improves a lot of computational time, a lot. You have no idea how much, but a lot. Trust me, it will change the whole company dynamics of your code. I have 10 else if and I have one switch case. It's O of one because it directly have to search for that one switch character that I am passing. In if else, it will check all of the if else till it matches it. Right. So remember that it's a good point. The interviews ask you that a lot in technical interviews. So let's move on to reality stone. You have completed your space stone, your mind stone, you are ready. You think you have understood all the linked list. Everything is just awesome to you. You can move through a linked list. You can backtrack through a linked list. You know what circular linked list. Everything you are definitely fine with. You are just awesome. You think that you have completed your DSA, college subject. You outperformed your friends. Well, sorry, but now is the real test, because now the reality stone is competitive coding, because here you realize what you have learned, how to apply it, how to modulate it, how to optimize it, what characters are what, how do you use it. If I use a character instead of a string, will it matter? How will it matter? How much will it matter? All of these questions are important on basis of a technical interview. Maybe if you know DSA, if you have completed first two stones, space and mind, you have basic idea, and there is a question in your placements that do a binary search. Sure, you know what the binary search is. You can easily do it. Complete, done. But what if I introduce a condition in it? What if I introduce more and more condition in it? Like Madhav asked you, the thing that you missed is that you don't know what's the input and what's the output. The technique how to take inputs and how to process them and how to make them as an output is a great technique that you will only learn by practicing, because inputs are of different type. If it's a space, it's a different thing. If it's a tab between two numbers, it's a different things. I say that the input is 1 and 2. Well, does 1 and 2 are joint? Do they have space? Do they have tab? Are they in another line? What is happening? I need to know all of these things, all of this, how to take input. You will get to know about competitive coding. It's important. You have not started it, you are a batch of 2021 or 2020, no problem. You just need to practice it, right? It's not that hard. If you are in the later stages of your like 2021, like you are in your placement segment, this space mind does not mean anything to you. It does not. I know, I feel you. It's very difficult to be in that stage of the part and thinking about that I should have learned DSA. It won't help. It's okay. Not everybody knows DSA, but they still get placed, right? It's a thing that will make you go up in the rank, but it's not the only thing. You need to practice, you need to brush up your skills. So how will you brush up your skills? Right, like Sarthak, yeah, I've heard all of your thing, yeah, space, mind, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But I'm in my 2021 batch. I need a placement right now. I'm not talking about my second year or third year. I'm in my fourth year. Please, come on, let's be real. So, well, you can go to Lead Code. You can go to Interview Bit. They are your best possibilities for a placement chapter, right? I applied to Microsoft. I completed my lead code module in that my lead code, and I completed that Microsoft module. It was very difficult for me. I was not able to crack it, but I had a basic idea of what they're trying to ask, what they want. Is it specifically related to sorting, or they're into linked list? What is it? I get a brief idea on what they are gonna ask. So I was able to improve myself. I knew where I was lagging. Although I got rejected in that interview, because yeah, I was not good at it. Maybe, maybe not. It can mean anything. If you're rejected in one interview, that does not mean that you are bad at that particular stage. You got rejected as a JavaScript developer. So are you a bad coder? Are you a, and you don't know JavaScript? No. Maybe the guy that was asking the questions had ulterior motives. He wanted a different set of function. He was talking about DOMs, but you knew throttling. Two different things, right? Maybe. Let's see. Apply another way. Apply, 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 apply. Don't stop. Don't think that I'll just apply to two, three companies that my senior has said, that Madhav has talked about, or anyone. I'm talking about Madhav again and again because we talk continuously on LinkedIn, and so yeah, that's why I have habit to refer him most of the times, and I like his content also. It's very good. He talks nice. He gives good content, insightful. So we talked about the space stone, mind stone, reality stone. Now the power stone. These three stones that I talked about earlier, most of you have. You have acquired, you learn, you know what is happening. You have complete idea. You have all been hearing about your seniors from this. But the power stone is what will give you the edge in your technical interviews. You have completed the aptitude test. We all know your college gave that question bank. We had a test case. It's very simple. You can open the internet, you can copy, blah blah blah. We all know. If you are scared about aptitude, it's okay. You have to be. You can just take 1 week and practice it. There are lots of websites. There is the one website that I use for aptitude testing and coding. I used allindiaexams.in. So it's a good website. It gives you brief questions, lot of number of questions. Some questions are standard. You will find in every test case, like A and B are working. A does a task in X days, B does a task in Y days. A and B are working together. Simple, generalized question. That's it. You don't need to deep dive into aptitude. You don't need to give SAT or GATE. No, I'm sorry, GATE, not GATE. I mean, not SAT, like that one, like CLAT, many exams. You don't need to deep dive into aptitude testing. You can just breeze through it, right? It's easy. You don't need to have so much stress about it. So after you have done this aptitude, you have completed your percentage criteria. That's a minor mountain that you have climbed. Most of you will fail, sure. Then there will be a coding round. Then it will be the part that you will fail the most and that will hurt you the most, because then you will think about the first three stones that I have been talking about. This languages, DSA, reality stone, everything will hurt you a lot, right? So just open a notepad right now and just write all these things, that what you should do, what you should not do. Don't wait for to your brain to accumulate all this knowledge. You won't be able to, you won't remember. Your friends won't remember who are watching this, because all they're thinking about is how after this session you are going to have a PUBG session with them and how they are going to snipe you, right? So let's move on to the power stone that I was talking about. So the power stone is database, operating system, networking, and system design. So database, you have studied in college, you know, fine, you can work with it. You have doubts, you are not sure, what is it? HackerRank.com. It has a good set of number of questions on SQL. You can solve, you will know where you stand, what you know. It brushes up your skill really fast, because you can complete that module in 1 or 2 days, not more than that. If you have expertise in SQL, if you think that you lag in SQL, then it will take you 4 or 5 days, no problem. Still, you have solved it right now. If you revisit any question that took you time, you will be faster. Correct. So, well, let's move on to another stone. Now we have completed space, mind, reality, power, the time stone. भैया ये सब तो ठीक है, but अब टाइम नहीं है, जो मैंने बोला कि अब अवेंजर बनाओ सीधा। हमको हमको ऐसा बैकग्राउंड स्टोरी नहीं जानना है कि क्या हुआ, आयरन कौन था, आयरन मैन बना, उसके सीने में बल्ब जलता है, नहीं जानना है ऐसा। हमको ये बताओ, अब मेरे को सीधा अवेंजर बनना है तो मैं कहाँ अप्लाई करूँ? हैकर अर्थ पे कॉम्पिटिशन्स होते रहते हैं, बहुत बढ़िया होते हैं, उनमें अप्लाई करो, कंपनीज वहाँ से रिक्रूट करती हैं ऑफ कैंपस आपको अगर चाहिए तो। ऑफ कैंपस का बेस्ट मेथड लिंक्डइन भी है, वहाँ पे आप अपने कैसे सीनियर्स को ढूंढ सकते हो, मैं भी आपको पूरा बता दूंगा अगर मेरे पास टाइम रहा तो, बट मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि मैं आपको बता ही दूं क्योंकि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है। ठीक है, तो वही सब है। तो ये आपका टाइम स्टोन है जिसमें आपको इंटरव्यू बिट और लीड कोड का करना है, क्योंकि यही अब आपका जो बाकी के जो चारों स्टोन है वो आपको रिविजिट कराएगा सब चीज़ें, कि आपने क्या क्या करा, क्या क्या नहीं करा, सब आपको समझ आ जाएगा कि आप कहाँ लैग कर रहे थे, कहाँ आप ग्रो कर रहे थे। तो अब आखिरी बच्चा है सोल स्टोन। यहाँ पे अगर आप पहुंचे तो आपने बहुत सारा अचीव कर लिया है, आपने बहुत कुछ कर लिया है, अब आपको अपना रेज्यूमे प्रेजेंट करना है। लेकिन फिर आपको याद आया कि आपका रेज्यूमे आपने अपने सीनियर का टेम्पलेट लेके कॉपी करके चेंजेस कर दिए थे। मत करो। रेज्यूमे का टेम्पलेट सिर्फ रेफरेंस के लिए ही लो, उसको कॉपी पेस्ट मत करो, नहीं फायदा होगा। उसने अपने अलग सोच से लिखा है, उसका अलग मोटिवेशन था। अमेज़न को उसका रेज्यूमे पसंद आया, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि जो आपका नेक्स्ट रिक्रूटर होगा उसको ही पसंद आए, क्योंकि आपके रेज्यूमे पे ये नहीं लिखा होता ना अप्रूव्ड बाय अमेज़न, सिर्फ रेज्यूमे होगा। अब वो उसको कैसे परसीव करना है वो उसकी इच्छा है, वो आपका डिपिक्शन होना चाहिए कि आप कौन हो, आप क्या हो। तो उसको डिस्कस करते हैं। रेज्यूमे बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, क्योंकि अगर आप ऑफ कैंपस अप्लाई कर रहे हैं तो फिर तो डायरेक्ट स्टेप है, आपको तो ये फर्स्ट 5 स्टोन्स की में भी जरूरत ही ना पड़े, आप जावास्क्रिप्ट डेवलपर रोल के लिए अप्लाई करो, आपको चाहिए ही नहीं सारा चीज। जावास्क्रिप्ट आपके कोर्स में भी नहीं था, आपने खुद ने अपनी स्किल एक्वायर करी, खुद प्रैक्टिस करी, खुद अपने पोर्टफोलियोज बनाए। गुड, डायरेक्टली गो टू सोलस्टोन। बट in on-campus placement, your competition is 1,000 students. In off-campus placement, your competition is 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 10 lakh. You don't even know who they are, where they are from. Is it, are you getting a reply? In on-campus, at least you will know that you have failed. You will see the result that not selected, not going into round two. Good, you know that, right? In off-campus, it's all just a big blur. You won't even understand, right? So let's see. Just a second. I'm receiving some messages from your organizer. Hi guys, so I'm back again. I'm sorry, this is my first time streaming on Facebook, so I was a little bit of drawn back on what to do here. But thanks to Prajwal and Pranjal, they helped me, and I can see your comments now. So if you have any queries, any doubts till now, what I've been talking about, feel free comment. I'll definitely be reading this, just enjoying. Okay, fine. So I was talking about the Soul Stone. So what exactly Soul Stone? Resume. भैया बहुत लंबा काम होता है, बहुत बोरिंग होता है, बहुत बार ट्राई किया, समझ ही नहीं आता उसको, कितना दिमाग लगाया मैंने, मेरे को पढ़ता ही नहीं है, समझ ही नहीं पड़ते, बच्चे ही नहीं समझ पाते। अब मैं रिक्रूटर को कैसे समझाऊं? सिंपल है। सबसे पहले गलती जो कर रहे हो वो बताता हूँ। कैरियर ऑब्जेक्टिव। Why are you writing that career objective? We don't need that career objective. We know that you are a dedicated, good learner, seeking adventures. Repetitive है। I have read hundreds of resumes. 80-90% of them are same. I don't even read that career objective part. We are wasting your space. Profile picture. Why do you have a picture in your resume? I'm not gonna hire you on the basis of your color, caste, creed, or appearance, whatever. I'm not gonna do that. And if a company is doing that, please stop posting on that portal. You don't want to go there. It's not a good company. Move on. So, experience. Now, the second part is experience. How will you write that? How to understand what is experience? Simple. You don't have any other projects. You've not done anything. Experience खाली छोड़ दिया, नहीं करना था। वॉलंटियरिंग वर्क करा होगा, कुछ तो करा होगा, अपने स्कूल में करा होगा, अपने क्लब में करा होगा, कुछ भी। अगर आपके पास कुछ नहीं है तो इस सब पे जाना। अगर आपके पास प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, इंटर्नशिप है, तो डेफिनेटली आप उसको लिखो। और लिखो कैसे, वो भी अपन डिस्कस करेंगे अभी आराम से बैठकर, बहुत टाइम। तो एक्सपीरियंस कैसे लिखना है? स्मॉल पॉइंट्स, बुलेट पॉइंट्स, definitely a no one paragraph. Don't write paragraphs. I'm not gonna read 4 or 5 lines on your experience. I just want to understand what the brief of it. What was the thing you did? How did you contribute in it? What technologies you did? Three things, very important. These three things will also include your keywords. What exactly do you need? First of all, I'm going to talk about the formatting part of that resume that I'm talking, like no care objective, no photos, no address. Please, I'm not gonna visit you. I know that you are able to relocate. I know you, everything's fine. We don't need your address at all. So just go with it. Just use that space, minimize that space. Don't write your name in a 24 font in italic, Comic Sans. No, Times New Roman or any specific font that is generalized that looks robotic. Yeah, I'm saying robotic because it's easy for the eyes to read. That's why Times New Roman is the most used font, right? There is a reason. Use it. Be brave. Experiment. You want to experiment? Sure. You don't like my idea of not writing career objective? Go ahead, write it. See how much space it will use. See if people are even reading it. See if even if it gives an insight about you as a person. It won't give you because we know you have copied it. We know you are not a good learner. We know you cannot grasp concepts in a week. We know because we can't. Even your recruiter is not able to understand how you are able to understand technology in 1 week when his team is not able to understand in 6 months. Simple, right? Don't write it. Don't lie in your resume, please. Don't lie. Lying is very easily detectable in a resume because a proper set of questions can be asked to detect why are you lying. Don't lie. You are gonna be a part of that company. Do you really want to start your journey with a lie? I don't think so. I don't find it sensible. Fine. That's my opinion. You wanna write? Go ahead. Lie all about it. It happens, right? People have been writing their code chef ranks. We all hate code chef because it has no anti-cheat system, blah 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 blah. Doesn't matter. It's a platform. People are coding there. People are learning. Learn. Why do you care about your rating? Rating is achievement section that you will write very at the end of your resume. Till then, I have already seen your experience, your projects. I'm interested in that. We'll talk about more about it. Let's proceed further. So, yeah, I don't have any job experience. Section empty, no. Volunteering. Write your volunteering work if you don't have any other experience, or else don't write. Because as a Java developer, I'm not interested if you have done any NGO work or not. Maybe for a company it's important, but chances are very unlikely because we know that you want to contribute to the society because you have written in your career objective now that you are a hard learner, helpful, growing. So we know that you are very helpful. Exactly. That's how you track that why people are lying. If you write that you are a vivid learner, then he will give you a C++ code and then he will tell you understand it and turn it into the Python code. Can you do it? No, you're not a quick learner. You lied in your resume. Next. It's that easy to trick someone. Please don't lie. Fine. So then let's move on. And so what exactly do you need in your profile? Experience with relevant description. Relevant keyword is very important. If you're following me on LinkedIn, you will know that I have written about it. But if you're not following, check out my post. You will feel insightful. If not, no worries. You can just scroll through, right? I'm not here to grab likes or something. You can move on. I'm not here to prove how awesome I am. I don't need to prove because I don't think it will matter to you. You don't care about it. Why would you care if I'm SD at Dell? It's not something to you. It's your dream to become an SD at Amazon, Microsoft, Dell, HP, Lenovo, whatever your dream companies or whatever you want to go through. First of all, your constitution should be how to get a placement. Then you should move on to your dream companies and how you should prepare for them. But to prepare for them, I'm talking about the resume part. You can obviously search about them. There are much more advanced people who can talk about it much more in advance. I'm not going to comment on how Microsoft you should prepare. There is Madhav, he's in Microsoft. You want to learn Amazon, Love Babbar? Sure, he's an Amazon guy. He is an Amazon. He talks about the process. It's very insightful. I myself see his videos. It inspires me. It's nice. Right. So let's move on. So, like, suppose you have done a digital marketing internship. Don't write that a digital marketing internship where I learned SEO. No, don't write that. Write that you used SEO by, and that you need to have 3 points that I explained earlier. Like, what was the project, what you did, and how did it impact it. Right, 3 points. So first of all, you need to write what did you use. So used applied SEO and which increased daily footfall by 30%. So now I know that you know SEO, you applied it on a website, and how it impacted 30%. A figure will always catch your eye because in complete letters of resume, that 30% will grab the recruiter's attention and he will go into it and then he will talk about it. It is exactly what you want. It's your project. You want him to talk about your projects only. You don't want him to go into Java, C, or Python that you have listed as your skill, because he will be able to tell that it's a lie. You don't know that. It's easy for them to check. And if even if you are a perfect coder, there might be a chance, right, that he will talk about a topic that you are not comfortable about, and that topic will waste out of you. So try to grab as much attention as possible in that experience and project section. It will help you a lot. In my all the like 12 or 10 interviews that I have given, recruiter has not gone to my skill section any of the time. My interview has ended always in experience or most of the time at projects. What did I did in my internships, and what is my project based on? What I do, what I did, how I did, is it a team project, everything. It turns out to be a HR also, sometimes a technical interview. You need to be prepared for those kind of answers also. You have written that you developed a website. Sure, they will ask you what was the name of your manager. Now you don't know on top of your head. So that's a no, right? You don't know who led you, who mentored you in that project. It will give a very negative image about you. Fine. So that means when I said 30%, you need to write that statistic, because that statistic will go into the brain of the recruiter and he will remember that. He will talk about that only. So, and write, use words, just use like you scaled the website, scalable. That will be a term that will catch his eye. So, yeah, that is fine. So, and by providing these facts and numbers, you are showing that you are intellectual. You did not just apply, you know how it impacted. The third point is really important: impact of your project. Because we have all created this attendance management system, face recognition attendance management system. It's generic. What was the impact? Did your college apply it, or is it just your personal project and you did not even showcase it to anyone? Right, right. If it's used in a particular classroom, if it changed the attendance time from 5 minutes to 1 minute because it was easy to capture the faces. Right, this change that you increased that you decrease the time of attendance by 400% percentage. Right, it will grab your attention. Now you will write about education. Education is simple, right? You can write about your 10th, 12th, college. I don't write about my 10th and 12th. First of all, they are very bad. That's why I don't want to present it to them. Second of all, they have already shortlisted me based on my college 10th and 12th marks in my on campus, not my off campus. On off campus, you should write for a fresher. And that too much of the companies don't check and they don't look into that much, but you should write. Why should you avoid data? What if they wanted to see the 10 12 marks? So don't skip that part. So write 10 12 and college marks, but try to not give lengthy names to it, and don't write achievements that you did in your school, because now I have an impression that you were awesome. I want to know if you are awesome. So if you are awesome, you should have projects. You should have achievements. You should have a good code chef rating. That's my personal opinion on code chef rating, right? Don't consider it as a benchmark that I should do CP. It will be helpful in your technical interviews and everything, but it's not a benchmark. You can skip it. It's no worries. My friends have skipped it. They are placed. It's not that big a deal, but it will help you. It will make your interview easier. It will make your interview faster. You can explain it to him easily. That will give you a lot of help. Do CP. Don't try to avoid it. It will be difficult. It will be annoying. You will not be able to pass the test cases. You will be stuck in test cases. You will look into another people's solution. You will not be able to understand it, but don't skip it. View it. Correct. So then let's talk about address. As I said, not required. And for the last time, please stop writing horse riding as a hobby. We don't have a stable in our office. We don't have horses. We won't like to see you horse riding. I don't think it's really important. I don't think I should know that you know horse riding. It's not relevant. You are a JavaScript developer. What do I need to know? Why do I need to know that you are a horse developer? You're a horse riding enthusiast. It's not relevant. If you have space, you want to fill that space. Sure, go ahead, fill it. Write horse riding. He will he will obviously skip that part. He will not talk about it. Right. So what's the use in writing? Don't write horse riding, please. And swimming, everything. Don't write. Nobody wants to know about your hobbies. If it's a special hobby, like you like wildlife photography and you have some achievement in that, then you can write. Then you can showcase your skill. But if you just like to play cricket in your colony, don't write hobbies cricket, please. It does not English. Now that you have the proper format of the resume, you have everything, you are ready to present it to your recruiter, stop for a minute. Go back, check if you have all the important keywords that they need. If I'm applying at Microsoft, let's take Microsoft. Uh, so what are they good for? Windows, sure. Web development platforms, great. And their MS Office. We have all used about these three. You should know about these three. You should have mentioned. Don't write MS Office as your skill. It's not a skill. Everybody knows it these days. Maybe 20 years ago, your resume could have that, but now please don't. So yeah, write that you know Windows, but don't write Windows if you're applying for a JavaScript developer. Don't write it in your skill that you know Windows as JavaScript developer. We know that you know Windows. If you're applying somewhere specifically that their requirement is that you should know Windows, then write. Then else don't write that skill. And keywords by that I mean, like if the role is JavaScript developer, then you have learned about throttling. You know how to easily debug the code. You are very good at scraping websites. You are good at crawlers, everything. Write about it. Write more specifically about it, because it's a role for a JavaScript developer. So the keyword should be rich about it, so that even if you publish your resume to an off-campus website, to a careers portal of some website, then their software will pass the parameters. If it's a JavaScript developer, then they will pass JavaScript. They will pass. He's good with crawling. So if these two keywords are there, then they will match and they will help you a lot in that, right? So yeah, use keywords. Try to be keyword rich, but don't bombard with it keyword. So like in a single bullet you are writing machine learning also, deep learning also, all the frameworks also, spider, anaconda, pycharm, tensorflow, everything. No, don't write it. Be specific. Nobody's gonna search for specific software until unless it's very rare software that you will know, like some Tableau or something. But don't write that also, right? By being so, if you increase the number of words too much, it will become 2 pages. If it's 2 pages, it's fine, but the number of words, I have also have a restriction in some ATS. So some have limitation. I don't know, I'm not sure, but some have limitations. So try to be concise. Don't write I'm a competitive avid competitive programmer with code chef rating of 2000. No, write code chef, rating 2000. That's it. Why do you need a sentence? Just keep bullet points. That's what I've been trying to tell you from the last time. Bullet points, bullet points, bullet points. It will grab their attention easily. It's easier to read a bullet point than to read a paragraph. I am not interested in reading a paragraph. I'm already not a vivid reader of novels. I don't like reading novels that much. And paragraphs, a big no for me. Sorry, I don't like paragraphs. So then skills, I have already talked about. Don't write Excel, Word, but don't hesitate to write. If you are confident in Linux, you are very sure that the role requires Linux and you are very proficient at it, write it. If you have once used Ubuntu in your college PC to run a Hello World program, don't write Ubuntu. He will ask you questions about Ubuntu, his terminals, his internal workings. You won't be able to tell. Don't write Ubuntu. If you are confident and the role requires, then write Ubuntu. Okay. So then you have created a resume, double check, grammar important, check it again and again and again and again and again. Grammarly is a great software for that grammar mistakes. It will catch easily. Use Grammarly. And so you have created your resume, you want it to float. What do? Take your PUBG gang, ask them that here is my resume, and please read this first internship that I did, and please explain it to me. What do you think I did in that internship? If they are not able to grasp the crux that you wanted, if they are not able to explain that you did a data science internship with NLP that resulted in this, if they have not used these three keywords that you wanted, then you need to rephrase your paragraph. You need to again check with it, share with your friends. It's okay. They will make fun of you. You don't have such a bad rating at CodeChef. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your CodeChef rating. It does not matter a lot. It will obviously grab your eye, but to what extent? We all know it fluctuates so much. One day you are at 2000 rating, another day you are at 800. How it happened? Somebody cheated, somebody not cheated. We won't know. Only Code Chef knows. So no worries, right? Nobody cares. Write it, don't write it. Just feel free, share it with your friends. Take your friend's resume, see what they have written, how they have written, the word he used. Did he use created or developed? Two different things. If you have created, that means you were the sole brain of it. You are the one who thought about the idea. You are the one who um, you started it and ended it. If you are developed it, that means you are a part of it, you helped in it. It's a good word, it's an easy word, it's a safe word. Use safe words that don't backfire on you. Created is a big word, right? Developed, it's easier. And if someone in their software types developer, it will have much more higher score of with developed than created, right? So your resume will get selected. Use developed, it's easy. Fine. So be specific. Read resumes. If you want my resume or someone else's, ping me in my LinkedIn. I can share you my resume. It's easy. You can check how I have written. Maybe you will not agree with some points, but sure, it's my resume. That's how I thought it should be. So it is, right? And every resume is unique to you, and sometimes there will be things that you think you should have but someone else is saying you should not have. Go on the safer side. If you feel that your resume should have it, then keep it, because if you get rejected you will blame the other person for making you remove that part. Be on the safe side, write it. If you not get selected even after writing it, remove it and try his method also, right? There are no restrictions. You have applying to hundreds of companies everywhere. Applying to startup is very easy. You just have to go to angellist.in. If you don't know, it's a very good website. They hire you. Just bombard them. Go to each profile and apply. Doesn't matter if they're asking for a 2 year experience or a 4 year experience. Sometimes they're asking for 2 year experience, but due to so many less responses that they even are ready to take freshers. It has happened a lot of times. We don't realize. We only apply to something that is in our criteria, that is says fresher. No, apply to tier of experience. If they don't like, what will they do? They will reject you, right? Already rejected. What more can they do? Can they blacklist you? No, there is no startup community that will put your resume in a website which will be blacklisted and you won't be able to ever apply to startups. No. Fine, just apply, just write, just do whatever you want. It's your world, it's your way. They don't like it, they'll delete it. Who cares? You don't. You are applying to all of them. You are not specifically loyal to that startup. You just want to work in a startup. Fine, apply, bombard them. For any doubt, just start commenting. I am not reading them right now because I have a time constraint. So I'll just at the end I'll read through your comments and I'll sort your doubts definitely. And if I'm not able to solve any doubt, you can definitely ping me on LinkedIn. I'm very active on it. I'll reply to you definitely. That won't be a problem. You can ask me any doubts you have. Anything will be fine. So yeah, we have done everything. So just use fonts and save as PDF. Please don't share document files. You have created in Microsoft 2010. I have Microsoft 365. It will be of different fonts. The alignment, the orientation will be changed and will not be able to read properly. I will delete your resume. I won't read it. Save as PDF and give proper name. By proper name, I don't mean cool boy Vim, right? Vimlesh Gupta. Don't be cool boy Vim, please. Emails also. If you have an email of coolboywim@gmail.com, don't write coolboywim@gmail.com. Create a new email, vimlesh.gupta@gmail.com. If there are so many Vimleshes in your life, there are so many Vimleshes in Gmail, no worry. Vimlesh.gupta.mmmut@gmail.com. Fine, it will work, right? It will be unique to you. It will be easily readable to me. I don't want to see coolboywim@gmail.com in your resume. I'm gonna laugh on you. That's it. It will be very embarrassing for you when I'll talk about it. And in a technical interview, people do make fun so that they get nervous and then they ask you difficult questions so that you get more nervous. That's a trick that they use. They try to confuse you a lot at times. I have seen that even if I'm declaring a variable, they'll say, I don't think that's the correct way. I don't think you should do that. I don't think it should be int. I think it should be float. Explain it to them. Be confident on what you are saying. Don't be overconfident. Don't just get angry on them. No, you are wrong. I'm correct. I'm definitely correct. Shut up. No, please be calm and explain that you think that this should be the answer and you are declaring int for a reason, and in the code you will see why it's important. Fine. So then created everything, save as PDF and a black and white resume. Don't color it because let me explain what has happened. In my team, when I was leaving for my summer internship, I had to fill in my position by some another intern. So I had 6 resumes that I had to sort and choose who will replace me for my team. So I printed out all the 6 resumes. One of them had a profile picture with all glossy colors in it and everything with dark blue, light blue, purple, fading, flower design, header, footer, a random good morning type quote like the burning desire to learn is the desire to grow, blah, 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 blah. Nobody cares about that. They all are super motivated. They don't want to get motivated by your quotes. They are already motivated. So when I printed that out, 6 of the resumes were there. So when I printed 6 of them out, her resume stuck with another person's resume because it was colored and they got stuck together. It was very embarrassing for her because we had to report that this issue has caused some other person's resume to have been rejected because I was not able to read it, and I was not allowed to reprint it also because there are certain restrictions on why are you printing it again. I have to mention everything, like I'm not taking it for my personal use or anything. So that's why it was very embarrassing for her. So yeah, remember it. I'm not saying her specifically. I just know that it was a her. That's why. Don't go in feminism, please. It's okay. Yeah. So black and white, and also stuck part same. I'm gonna so Sarthak, I don't think you understand. I'm gonna on campus, right? I'm gonna present my resume to my recruiter, and that's it. How will it get stuck? What are you talking about? I don't understand. How is it relevant? Simple. When you use a color printer and your paper is not of high quality, what happens is that your paper becomes bulky sometimes. It will be damp from one end and it will be curved. So that will look very bad. It will be like it has been सीलन, जिसको बोलते हैं सीलन आ गई है, सीलन आ जाएगी उस पेपर पे, ऐसा लगेगा. मत करो उसको. बहुत बार ऐसा हो चुका है एम्बैरेसिंग कलर के चक्कर में. मत करो ना. ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट में क्या दिक्कत है? उतना ही अपीलिंग है. कोई कलर देख के आपको नहीं सिलेक्ट कर रहा है, आपका एक्सपीरियंस प्रोजेक्ट कंटेंट देख के कर रहा है. Be sure to write this stuff. So I've already crossed my 1 hour mark. I'll try to be a bit faster, and then I'll definitely move on to your comment section also. I'm waiting to see what doubts you have, and Prajwal has already sent me a list of your doubts. I'm trying to capture all of them in my this content. So yeah, I'll try to see. Yeah, justify your paragraph. Like, please justify. I have seen that some people use center. So like one line is of 16 length, second line is of 14, and then of 10. Why? What is this flowing? I'm not watching a Star Wars movie. Your resume should not be flowing. It should be falling. Please, important. It's very, very important. Write it in your notepad, tattoo it, whatever. Just do it. Because that this is an issue. You might think that what a stupid thing to say, but when we are creating a resume, when we are thinking about keywords and all of these things, we miss it. We tend to miss it. When a reader, your friend is reading it, he might miss it. Write it. These points will help you. If you think they won't help you, no problem. Time will tell you that they will help you. Fine, right? So let's move on. Articulate your content. Like I said, created, developed, two different things. Choose your words properly. Every word should mean something. Should take the recruiter into a sense of being like who really Sarthak or who Pranjal or Prajwal is. I know these guys because I've been talking to them. Yeah, they are good guys, by the way. Your president and Pranjal. Yeah, they have helped me a lot in setting this up. Thank you so much, Prajwal and Pranjal, for having me. So, continuing. So, now let's talk about the off campus part. So, that off campus part that you have all been really waiting for. So, you have a very I must say easier way for doing that because your resume because your alumni base is very strong. I saw that like first time I heard the college name MMMUT was when I saw Anchika Gupta, if you might know. She's your senior and she got selected for Amazon. I saw her post and it went viral on that. It had 1 million of reactions. I'm like, wow. So that's the first time I went into MMMUT's page and I saw that it's a very old college, more than 50 plus years, if I remember it correctly. So you have a good alumni base. But how to exploit it, how to explore it? Well, let's see. The soul stone, resume, important. See its image, right? I know it's reason for its being so big. So I missed one point. Let me bring back to you for all the Avengers fan who may have also missed it due to this technical seminar webinar. Is that when you have all these six tones, you are missing one thing. For all these six tones, you need one gauntlet. Yes, those of you who got it right, congratulations. You should stop watching Avengers now. You have been overwatching it. You need to take a break. Definitely take a break. Yeah. So gauntlet. What is gauntlet? Communication skills, soft skills. How you're gonna tell what you are, who you are. I can give you a lot of tips about it, but time is short. Being crisp and short, friends. I took all of my friends and I asked them to be my HR in a full professional way. I know it's very difficult. They will laugh on you. You will laugh. It will happen. It will break the momentum. It will happen. But you will get a brief idea on where you stutter, where you are lagging. The first basic thing you need to do is just take your resume. Sure, it's a virtual world. It will be difficult. All of that, blah, 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 blah. I understand. I understand. But in the end, it's gonna be face to face, right? So let's prepare for that also. And if you're applying for virtual, it will apply still. Because in virtual, you will stutter more because you're not able to read other people actions, what they are doing, what they are listening to. Are they clapping? Are they doing this? What are they doing? Are they, rubbing their hands? All of them, these are symbols that you should understand what it's happening. Now you don't have the option to leverage that, but you have the option to be confident enough because you are not nervous now, because you're not that nervous. I'm not saying you're not nervous, you're not that nervous because you can keep a copy beside you. If I'm keeping a copy here and I have some points written that I need to talk about, that I not need to tell about myself, then it's easier for me. I can keep a notebook here. I know what to say, I know what points I am missing, what my resume contains. It will be easier. So just share a PDF with your friend and ask him to be a professional HR. Ask him to ask you a question. So the first question that every HR most of the time asks is, give me a glimpse of your resume. So people go into varied answers on like where I am from, what I have been doing, what are my hobbies. You can talk about it, but I what I prefer to do, what I have been doing all of my interviews is that I take him to my resume step by step. So first thing he's gonna see is experience. So my last experience is an internship. So I talk about what I did in this internship, how was it helpful to me. Then to my second point of second internship, I talk about that. If I have a project, I talk about that. Maybe you created a mess management system, which will let all of your colleagues, your friends, let you know what is there in mess today. Sure, it's an important project. You can talk about it. Like I created a website that was able to channel all the menu items to a particular portal, which was approximately seen by 500 of my colleagues, and I felt very good about it because I learned this, that. Sure, use, leverage it. If you think that you have a great opportunity in a particular project, you outshine somehow in that project, bring it up again and again, because they will ask what is your strength, what is your weakness. They will ask you these questions. In strength, you can answer in multiple ways, but I'm not I can take complete session on these soft skills and communication skills, but I don't have that much time, and I have to show you some referral skills also, and how to search for alumni also. So let's move on to that, and maybe if we get together sometime, some maybe you want to ask me in my LinkedIn profile, you can text me, I'll help you out there. But for now, that will be it. Now I'll move on to that comment section and to tell you some important links that are important, right? So let's see those links, what we are. So any queries, you have been commenting it, let me check now. But first of all, let me show you some of the things that I've been talking about, right? So first of all, I talked about this DS, Algo and everything. So how do you test it? You have tried CodeChef, HackerRank, HackerEarth, everything. Now what to do? Where to test? I want to participate in a lot of competitions, contests, but I'm not able to find them. How to find them? Simple. You should just go to hackerrank.com, and there is a calendar/calendar URL. So this URL is important because it has list of all the programming contests that are being held by Top Coder, Code Forces, Code Chef, everything. It has Hacker Earth, Hacker Rank also. As you can see, it's very simple, and you have multiple options here. You can download this calendar to be your own. You can add to your Google Calendar so that it will remind you that today you have this many contests. You have to participate at this time. It's very helpful. Get this URL. It will help you in competitive programming a lot. It will help you, not just little, a lot. I'm telling you. Yeah. So this is the first URL that I think that you should know about, and second URL. So second URL is you have created a resume. You have created an awesome LinkedIn profile. I cannot talk about LinkedIn profile. It's a whole lot of other topic for me. So let's see, like you have created your resume. Now you want to see if it's right. Your friends have said something. You're still not sure. You don't have that spark in that resume. You feel it's missing. You feel something is missing, some keyword, something. You know it's missing, but what you're not able to understand. Well, this website will help you. Resumeworded.com. It's not sponsored by me. It's not anyhow paying me. I'm just helping because I have used this website a lot. It is a good website. So you can see there is two options. It's like score my resume and review my LinkedIn profile. Both of these are important if you're applying for off campus, and resume is important if you're applying for on campus. So if you put your resume here, it will analyze each and every statement. It will tell you if the number of bullet points are less, if the keywords are missing, if there is a grammatical mistake, if a paragraph means sense or not. It's good. Sure, it has some pro features and some other that you have to pay for. No worries, you don't have to get paid version for that. You just need to understand where resume lacks. It will give you a little bit of insights. That's what you wanted, a little bit of insight on what your resume's weightage is, how much you are performing, what good are you. You can also check similarly for LinkedIn. If your description is perfect, your summary, your headline, your photo, it will check everything for you. It will give you a brief idea. Sure, you will not feel happy about it. It might not seem sensible to you, but this is helpful. This will be a lot helpful to you, right? So these are two links, and my favorite link that I personally like to use a lot is for referrals at LinkedIn. So linkedin.com and slash alumni. So I am from Manipal University, Jaipur. So that's why it has taken me directly to the page of Manipal University, Jaipur. So if I want to apply to, let's say, Microsoft, I want to see who of my seniors are in Microsoft. I'll just go here and I'll just type Microsoft. And it will be simple. If I want to filter the year, everything I can do here. If you are able to see my screen, it's good. It's very good. See, you have filter for Microsoft. I have all these of my alumni who are there in Microsoft, a complete list. Maybe their student partners, maybe it will be something different like campus ambassadors will also be popping. But in the end, your motive is to find a single person or 10, 12, 30, apply, ask each of them for referral. If you apply to 30 people, two or three will reply, you need one. You are already at a higher chance of applying there. Go to your this page, it's very good. I even checked out your alumni page. It's very good. It's way better than mine, of course, because your college is 50, 60 years old. It has some great people there that were already connect in my LinkedIn. It was very nice to see that it's there. There is a page. You can go through it. You can exploit this resource. It's great. So now let me just get into this comment section. Okay, so I was audible and I was just asking again. Okay, fine. Okay. So Shubham Kumar Gupta, it's first date, first show. Okay, welcome. So yeah, let me see. So, okay, hi. So everybody's saying hi to me. Yeah, thank you, sir, for specially highlighting the resume build-up section. Yeah, I wanted to talk about this specifically because in my college days also I was not able to find so much detailed content about it. So I had to, go to all of these Medium links, YouTube, LinkedIn, everything. I had to exploit a lot of resources to get this detail that I'm talking about. And when I shortlisted for my replacement as an intern, and I saw 10 or 20 resumes, I don't know how much I saw. Then I also realized that some points that they were lacking. They are interns, they are of my age only, they are my batchmates, but still they are lacking something that I found due to a LinkedIn post by someone, due to a YouTube video that I saw. It's helpful. Yeah, I'm glad that I was able to help you in this resume build-up, Prajwal. So Ruchi, yeah, show me your resume as like demo. Oh, okay. I think I don't have my resume here. Hmm. Let me check. Let me check. Do I have my resume here? Mm-hmm. Sure, Ruchi. Let's go. So. Oh yeah. I don't have my resume, but I have a resume that I have been updating for one of my junior, and it's very weird. So yeah, let's see that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me just showcase that to you. It's very nice. Like these are some mistakes that I saw that people are doing again and again, and I wanted to point them out. Yeah, if you like to get a brief about what he did wrong, I can view it. So if anyone who is interested in understanding where he lagged, just please comment if you really want to see, because I don't want to just bombard you with lot of details about resume and all. If anybody is interested, please do comment, or else I can just skip this part. I'm waiting. Anybody interested? In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, fine. So we will not discuss about it, although the problems were career objective and image. These were the major problems that I removed from his resume, and I updated into a little bit of much more sleeker version. So I converted his this resume into this. It's not perfect yet, but still it's much more streamlined than that. And I'm still working on this. It's not a complete one, and I'm not that interested also to update someone else's resume, but he is a good junior. He has been good. So yeah, fine. So that is it, and my resume. Oh, found it. Yeah. So if you can see my resume, yeah, just ping me, like comment in the Facebook section that you can see it. Please do comment. So am I the only one in this webinar or what? Hey Ruchi, you asked for it. I'm waiting for a response from you. If you are seeing my resume, if you're interested, do let me know. All right, so I'm at the comment section and I don't see any new activity. Missing something? Should I reload? Let me try reloading. Maybe. Yeah, let me try. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, fine. Okay, so Shreyansh is asking me to zoom it a little bit. Okay, so what exactly do you want to talk about this, brother? You really want to stalk my resume? Okay, fine, no problem. So is this fine? Shreyansh, okay, Mohit, it's visible. Good. I like it that now people have started commenting. Good. Yeah. So this is it. You can see that I just cited experience. I have not mentioned anything else. And what I did in my Dell internship, in my IIT's internship, in two bullet points, and that's it, right? So one of my was internship was in SAP. What are my awards and code chef rank? As I've mentioned, just write code chef rank and that. You don't need to write complete set of things like computer programmer. I'm confident in three skills. I have been doing all of my these internships are based on machine learning or somehow, but I have not mentioned this as my skill because I don't consider it to be my best of my quality. So, and I don't want my interview to dive into it. So yeah, I have not mentioned in my skill. I'm not confident enough. Education, as I told earlier, that they have already filtered me on the basis of my uh, percentage. So yeah, I don't think that percentage will be a matter. So I've avoided it. Yeah, if you have any more doubts, any more queries, please do comment below, or else this webinar is sort of over. And I think I had just taken 10 or 15 more minutes than I was supposed to take, of an hour. So yeah, I'm glad, guys, that I was able to help you, those who were listening or writing it down in a notepad. Anything that's good by me. If you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, feel free. There is a link there. Yeah. If there's not, let me paste it. Yeah, sure. You can follow me on LinkedIn. You can ask me questions there. So that is it from my side. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Prajwal. Thank you, Robotics Club. Thank you, MMMUT. Thank you. Signing off. Bye bye.